Listening lesson. In listening lesson, you will hear a short story. Listen carefully, remember that you can adjust playback speed to make the video slower. After listening, don't forget to learn vocabularies and then answer questions. Now let's get started.
Parliament sits on a sessional basis, and each session there is a Queen's speech, and that Queen's speech sets out the government's main legislative programme.
The first thing that normally happens is there might have been a draft bill published that everybody can have a look at, even before it comes into the chamber to be debated.
Once they appear on the order paper, the clerk will read out the title of the bill. It's the formal first reading of the bill. And that sort of starts the whole process off.
The next thing that happens is a debate in Parliament, and it's called a second reading debate. What that really means is, in principle, what do we think this bill's all about?
Members from both sides will indicate what they like about it and what they don't like about it. At the end of that process, it will then go to a committee.
Much more positive view of Clause 6, which
basically it's just like a project team of MPs from across all the different parties. They go away and they literally go through the bill line by line, so it's a bit like editing a book. Then it comes back to Parliament and the Chamber looks at this revised bill and then have that final debate. At that stage the Commons has really had its say. It goes over to the House of Lords. They do pretty much the same process. They then throw it back to the Commons. We debate that all over again. And then generally, we reach a conclusion about what it should end up looking like.
The way you introduce legislation as a backbencher is there's a presentation bill that you can ask for. There is a 10-minute rule bill that you can, again, request. Or enter the ballot.
Sessional. Draft bill. Formal. In principle. The House of Commons. The House of Lords. Backbencher. Chamber. 10 minutes rule bill.
Question number 1. Whose speech sets out the government's main legislative program? Question number 2. What starts the whole process of legislation? Question number 3. What happens at the end of that process? Question number 4. Do MPs from different parties can join the process? Question number 5. What a backbencher need to introduce legislation?